Hey everybody, One of Weezem. I was on a roll tonight. I actually got everything taken care of, the solar cells, the awards. I actually went surprisingly smooth. I'm not quite sure why. When we beat the end boss, it showed 94%. I guess maybe that was from lack of the awards or something, or else there's just like a system glitch, but now it's 100%, as you can see here. 8/21 would be the day I started playing. It always says that. Same with the 255, which I don't know what that is. I didn't begin it at 255. But anyway, this is now August 30th. You know, I've just played a little bit, a few nights, and not only did we beat the game, we have 100% completion. Anyway, I'm going to come in now. I've shown you the awards after we beat, you know, everything, and you know, collected them all. So I'm going to do the gallery now. Again, the gallery is actually helpful because some of these awards, they don't ever, in the first level they do a good job introducing you to things, and then you don't know what the enemies are even called. I mean, I had no clue. You know, like those crusher deals in the North Pole, you can't beat them, you can't spin them, you can't hover punch, and you know, nothing works. And so I assumed that the drone was the same way. Then there was the award, you know, destroy all drones in one level, and I had to come and wonder what a drone was, and then I saw there were new gallery pictures and I saw a drone, and you know, anyway, we'll get started. Of course, this is Jet Rocket. You can rotate around all these, you know, if you care to get a good look at them. There's a Chopper Chaw. Oh, so I guess that's an A, so it's Chopper Chaws or Chopper Chays, or I really don't know how that would be plural, you know, but these guys are an atoll, really don't do anything. I can never even get them to follow me. I tried to do that several times in the jungle. This is Chiefo or Shefo or something. He's the maintenance drone, is what he introduced himself as, so they're the ones that will talk to you, tell you to get batteries or clear an area. You know, kind of look like a Smasho or Jet Rocket helmet. But next up we have a Hango. These appeared several times in the game, mainly in Atoll. Might have been some in the North Pole, but you just grab on them and they generally have like a wind machine below them. This is the Porto, you know, which it basically takes you back to a point in the level, unless we're talking about the jungle. They decided not to use them in most of those levels for some reason, which was quite frustrating. Smasho, these contain not only 1-ups in the jungle garrison, I think, you know, where they have the meatballs, which I don't understand that one. These actually contain batteries, so that's basically just like a little capsule you can break. Then we've got a Boom, as I'm assuming how you pronounce that. Could be Bum, I don't know, but I'm assuming it's Boom. These were found in Jet Ride, maybe a few other places, but I never hit one, but I assume if you ran into it on the jet ski it would just blow up, kind of like a mine or something. Then of course Rudolfo, that is a strange name for a dolphin. You know, I'm used to Flipper and Echo and, you know, not Rodolfo, but, you know, I don't know, maybe he's like from an exotic destination. I really don't know. He's got a nice helmet though. Again, I had no clue what a Snappo was. I lacked that award coming into tonight, and as you can see, you heard me say in the awards playthrough, I said, you know what, I thought these guys were in Sawblade Canyon, and then I remembered when I looked at the gallery before playing that there was the night scene. That moon's still pretty awesome, but you know, or planet, I guess it could be any one of a number of things. Probably a moon if it's that bright, just orbiting Europa. But you know, that made me think of Inner Uncanny Bay. Sure enough, that's where they were. So anyone wonders, this is a Snappo. Up next we have a Flamo. You know, these basically just shoot fire. Pretty straightforward, kind of like a turret type one. This one has 2 barrels, flamethrower type deal. Sago, I don't really know. Sago. It's basically, these were in Sawblade Canyon. Might have been a couple other places, but they basically just pivoted around. You had to walk between the blades. And 12 will be a Looko, which that was in, I think, Riddle of the Sawblade Canyon. It's actually where you could see that one up off in the distance that you had to figure out how to get to. That's actually the only time I think these were available. There might have been one in Uncanny Bay, I'm not sure. This is a Crano. I believe it was Riddle of the Sawblade Canyon, just goes up and down. Flamo Juniors we saw a few times. I think the end of Atoll, and then on in a couple of others as well. I'm kind of losing the audio again. Hovo, this of course was in, which one was it? The Three Towers is the only mission that had this. Okay, I guess a movie, I had one editing, that must be why the audio was bad. It's back to being good now, so. 16 is a Tank Tom. You have to dash 8 of these. Best level to do that, I believe, is the Poisonous Swamp. You know, first jungle level, there's tons of them just littered around that entry point. You do have to hit those twice. Chopper Roko or Rocco or whatever. It's essentially like a chopper chase. Again, I found this out the hard way. You know, I didn't realize they were any different than everything I'd seen before because they're so similar. And then I got hit with a missile. So it's actually when I was rolling into it that I got hit. So, you know, I'm sure everyone will figure that out the hard way. But anyway, 18 is a Tentaco or Taco. I don't really know, but these are in the North Pole. They are a complete pain. You can't defeat them. They come down quick, they spring up and come back down even faster. Since you couldn't kill these, I assumed that the drones couldn't be killed because I tried and they attacked me. Basically lost health just like with these guys. Found out later that wasn't the case. This is a Glitzy. If you recall, these are in the North Pole, the Silent Path, and I think the Icy Fortress. You can crush. It's usually all the ones except the perimeter in groups have solar cells in them. Kind of cool looking, you know. And then a Shaka. This one was in, or Shoka. You know, I'm not really sure which way they'd pronounce it. But what these were, Silent Path had them. I think there were a few other places, but that just slams down continuously. The shockwave will make you lose a heart, so you have to jump or hover and you know, hit the red dot on the top. Just one time. Drone. Had I have seen this, I would have saved myself a lot of time. You notice on the top there's not a red dot. I took that into consideration and the fact that I tried to kill them and I just got hit. And so I assumed they were like the Tentankos or whatever they are. And then I came back to the gallery luckily and found out that you can kill them because they're called a drone. So that's going to be helpful to people. The mush. These you cannot spring off of. They're the ones that blow up primarily in the jungle, I believe. Actually, that's the only place. But you know, kind of just more of a annoyance and inconvenience than a real enemy. And 23 Meatball. I was calling these lava rocks. They're in that segment. I guess it's the Rainy Castle or the Garrison. I think the Rainy Castle. You know, it's that platform where you have to get the 4 batteries, and they're in the Smashos. I'm not sure why they're called meatballs, but they are. So these are quite dangerous, especially if you jump in there because the camera angles blow. My advice on that portion: don't jump in, do it from the perimeter, and that way you can actually control the camera. And then lastly, it's nothing neat or special. It's the Movo or Movo. I think this is the one that actually goes up. It was in, I think, the Jungle Garrison, those final 2 platforms right behind the original starting line. These actually take you up. You know, I tried to use jet fuel and then realized the platform moved. And that wraps it up. It's kind of sad they didn't do like the bosses, you know, pictured in here. But again, there is a Jetrock. I started to do his voice, but I somehow held off. You know, it's so cheesy, you know. But he's Jetrock, your planetary inspector, so it's kind of practicing his little hoverboard moves or something. But yeah, that's the gallery. Bosses were roughly the same, you know, but you know, we got all the you know, gallery complete there for you. The awards, of course, covered in a previous video, took care of all of those, and that nets us our 100% completion. So pretty good game, especially given its WiiWare. I mean, for $10, it's amazing what Shinen did with, I think, their 43 megabytes, I think. It's one of the slickest looking games. Graphics are great. Personally, the North Pole was a pain because I had so many recording issues. Other than that, it was just getting the solar cells was challenging. Icy Fortress was fairly difficult. That was a nice level. Atoll was great. I mean, everything was picture perfect, smooth on it. And then the jungle, I loved the way the levels looked. You know, there's a lot to be said for finding the solar cells. Issue I had, the camera angles were absolutely horrendous. They give you a lot of trouble, and then of course just the drones dropping their solar cell into the swamp. That creates a lot of trouble. I felt like it might have been able to be done better, but overall, Jet Rocket is an awesome game. I stand by what I said, that I think it's the best WiiWare game out there. If you've got points left over, you don't know what to do with them, I don't think you can go wrong with this. You can play through it very quickly. If you go for 100% completion, it essentially doubles or triples your playtime depending on how much trouble you have with the solar cells. But yeah, we are done, 100% complete, got everything taken care of, worked around all the drones dropping solar cells. But again, I do recommend it, you know, particularly if you're looking for something. It's really, to me, is a culmination of Mario meeting Commander Keen. If that means anything to you, it'll say a lot. Otherwise, it's real similar to a Mario game, just, you know, a little bit different. Again, they did a great job. I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. I can't really see anyone absolutely hating the game, you know. But that wraps it up. We're 100% complete. I'll quit rambling. I will get all of these entered on the blog. There's really not that many segments to it. That's really my only other gripe, is the game was fairly small. But again, I think that's in part they're limited on the amount of content by the file size. So given that, it's amazing what they crammed into it. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I know I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. I apologize about the North Pole recording issues, and I feel like the final boss took me a little long, but you know, we'll go from there. And you know, hopefully I can help you out. If you have questions or comments, feel free to ask here on YouTube or the blog, oneofwisdom.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, you can find me on Facebook, whatever you prefer. And again, I'll help you out if I can. Just feel free to ask, and I will see you for my next playthrough. Thanks for watching.